Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to quickly go through Vanguard's list of ETFs and show you guys how to actually look at this information to better choose an ETF for yourself. So I'm not going to be giving any recommendations in this video. This is just showing you how to look through these. So if we start on the first page of Vanguard's ETFs, which I will leave a link to this in the description, Vanguard says that a couple of reasons that you may want to buy into an ETF is because there is usually a lower investment minimum than a mutual fund, and because there is real-time pricing, meaning that ETFs trade just like stocks. You can buy and sell throughout the day, and unlike a mutual fund, you can have more control over the price that you get the ETF at. And yeah, so let's go ahead and look at these lists. So if we scroll up to the top, we're going to click on this Choose Your Vanguard ETF. From here, we're going to scroll down a little bit and you'll see that we have two options. You can either view a list of the Vanguard Select ETFs or just all Vanguard ETFs. So we're going to look at all of them, but what this Select ETFs list is basically if you're not sure what you want to look at or what you should be looking at, Vanguard has pre-selected a group of pretty good ETFs, or at least what they identify as good ETFs, and you can look through them there. But if we go to this full list, you can also see them from here. They'll just have a little red box that has an S in them, and that means that this ETF is a Vanguard Select ETF. Also, if you're not sure what the difference is between a mutual fund, an index fund, and an ETF, the last video did go over that information, so do go and watch that. So looking at this list, we can see a lot of information from here. So we can see the current price of the ETF. We can also see the average annual returns. So this is over 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and since it was started. Now, this since inception part is important. So you'll see that some of these were started in 2007. There are some that were just started a couple years ago. And this is important information when you are looking at these rates of return, because you have to take into account that if something has started last year versus 10 years ago, the one that started 10 years ago is going to have more data to judge off of. And it's also important to take into account whether or not these were started before, during, or after the recession, and whether or not that information is there of how it could potentially perform during an economic downturn. So going through some of these sections, this first one is bond ETFs. If we keep scrolling down, you're going to see US stock ETFs. So this is where you are going to find different large, medium, small cap stocks, as well as some of our index funds that we talked about in the last video. So VU, which I always use as an example, is right there, and we'll come back to that and we'll actually look at that one. But if you keep scrolling down, you'll see that they do break it up nicely into different categories. So we have mid cap, small cap, international, and then if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, they're going to have different sectors. So what this is groups of stocks in particular sectors. So for example, this financials ETF is going to have different banks and credit card companies in there. If we click on this communication services one, this is going to have things like Verizon, AT&T, probably Google's in there as well. But let's go ahead and go back and we will look at VU as our example. So let's scroll down and find that again. So here's VU. So on this page, there is a lot of information. You'll see that there are different tabs, but this main overview page gives you a basic overview. An important thing that you'll probably want to look for is the expense ratio. So for VU, it is 0.03%. And what sets Vanguard ETFs apart from other companies' ETFs is that in a lot of cases, Vanguard is actually going to have a much cheaper expense ratio than similar ETFs from other companies. And again, you don't have to buy ETFs through Vanguard. You can buy VU on Robinhood, on M1 Finance, on TD Ameritrade, wherever you want. Vanguard is just the company that has set up this ETF essentially. So other information that we are going to see here is, of course, the price, but they're also going to give you this rating of this risk reward potential. So this is basically the scale that Vanguard has come up with that lets you know how risky an ETF is considered considered. So you'll see that it goes from less risk, less reward to more risk, more reward. Typically, and again, this is not advice, but typically what you'll see is that people who are closer to retirement are going to choose less risky ETFs, and people who are further away from retirement, so like if you're in your 20s or your 30s, it's usually a little bit more feasible when you are that young to invest in things that have a little bit more risk, but also a little bit more potential for reward. If we scroll down, we'll see these little hypothetical growth charts of $10,000, meaning that if you had invested $10,000 10 years ago, this, in theory, is what it would have done. So today it would have been at $33,866.90. So again, when you're looking at these graphs, it's important to note when the fund was actually started and how much data you're actually looking at. If we scroll down even more, this is where it's going to show you what is actually in these ETFs. So what stocks are in there, as well as the percentages of the different sectors that are in there, if that is applicable to the ETF that you're actually looking at. So over on the right, it's going to list the 10 largest holdings, meaning the 10 stocks that make up the biggest portion of this ETF. And I'll show you on another page where it shows you how much, oh, actually it's right here. So net assets of 10 largest holdings. So that means that these 10 stocks actually make up 29.1% of this VOO ETF. This is the main information. They do have some other pages that break it down in a little bit more detail, but essentially it's all the same. So price and performance, this page is going to show you the prices. It's going to show you the current ask bid. Again, it's going to have that growth chart, but then if you scroll down, it is going to give you a little bit more information on their annual returns, their after-tax returns. So if any of that is important information that you like to look at, that is where you can find it. If we go to the next page, this portfolio and management tab, this is going to give you another little rating chart that Vanguard has. So it's comparing market cap, which is the size of the company or how much the company is valued at. So large cap stock is going to be something like Amazon or Google, one of those. Now, this is a super simplified explanation of it, but basically it's going to compare that to the style. So for style, they have value, blend, and growth. So a value stock is going to be one that you essentially feel pretty safe in. It doesn't move a lot. Whereas a growth stock is going to be something that you expect could have kind of explosive movement over time. And so this blend in the middle means that there are both value and growth stocks. And for this particular ETF, this is going to be pretty much all large cap stocks. This will also show you a breakdown of how many things are actually in this ETF. So since this follows the S&P 500, it shows you how many stocks are actually in this ETF. So it's about 508. It'll show you market cap, price to earnings ratio. So for those of you asking where you find that information, this is the page. And again, it gives you that breakdown of how much of each sector is actually in this ETF. If we go back to the next page, fees, this is going to be pretty straightforward on ETFs. It's that 0.03% expense ratio is showing you what is typical of similar funds. This isn't going to have a ton of information for ETFs because it is pretty straightforward. But if you are looking at their mutual funds or index funds, this is an important page to look at to see where those different fees they're charging are actually going. If we go to the next tab, this is going to show you if the ETF pays a dividend and how much they pay out per share. So that's where that information is. And then there's this news and reviews tab, which usually doesn't have anything on it, so not much to see there. So you can go through these different overview pages for all of the ETFs that you're looking at, and hopefully this is helpful for understanding what is actually on the page, and hopefully this helps you look at the information you need to actually choose an ETF. So if you did find this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and I will see you guys next time.